Hello internet world, my second attempt at the live unboxing of the brand new Fuji X100F. Now this landed in the studio literally 20 minutes ago and I'm so excited to be able to bring you this unboxing and first look. Not only am I going to be unboxing and taking a first look at the X100F, but I've also got a bonus leather case in the delivery and of course the X100F itself. A big thank you must go out to Clifton Cameras for getting this out to me so quickly. I will leave a link to their website down in the video description. So before I get the unboxing underway, I just want to take a look into the chat as I always do and welcome some of you that have tuned in live. I really do appreciate it when you guys tune in live. Just to also let you know, I will be answering some questions a little bit later on in the broadcast. There is the option to use the super chat if you want your question or your comment highlighted, but I love all of your comments and questions, and I must say a big thank you to Peter Westerland, Ian Tyndale and Darren Bird, the first three of you, for tuning into the live broadcast. I really do appreciate it. Now I'm going to make you wait a little tiny bit longer for the unboxing of the X100F. I'm going to do the little bonus leather case first. I was not expecting this to actually sort of be in with the package. This was a real surprise to me. So again, a big thank you to Clifton Cameras for including this as well. So let's take a little look. It's a black case. Now I've had the X100 before in previous versions. Great camera. There's some improvements in this one, which I will go over during this broadcast. Wow, this is a nice case. It is leather, no doubt. Let's do the sniff test. It is leather. Very nice leather as well. We can open here. So it's got like a magnetic clasp on the bottom. Let's give you a closer look at that. So we've got like a magnetic clasp on the bottom. And oh, a little strap as well. So it comes with a neck strap and some instructions. It looks like this bottom portion actually clips off, so you can actually have it like as a half case for the camera, or indeed you can use it as a full case as well. Very cool indeed. I like that a lot. That is a really nice bonus item, because more often than not, when I get a camera into the studio that I'm intending to use as a production camera, I will buy a screen protector for it, and I'll buy some sort of case and I'll put one of my regular sort of neck straps on. To have this included is really very good indeed. That is awesome. So I'm going to move on to the unboxing very shortly. Let's just say a hello to Joseph Chandler, Xavier and Ian. Oh Ian, I've seen Ian come into the chat again. I saw a pack in Currys the other day, going cheap, case and battery for the XA1 for £19.99. That is a really good deal. I assume, Ian, that you're also a Fuji shooter as well. So that is great to know. Now, I'll give you a little bit of a rundown on some of the specifications on the X100F. So this is what the box looks like. Fuji do a fantastic job on their packaging. This has got the X-Trans CMOS 3 and also the X Processor Pro inside. It's a 24, I think it's 24.2 or 24.3 megapixel sensor in here as well. A 3-inch LCD screen, single focal length lens. So this is not an interchangeable lens camera. As you'll see when I unbox it, it's just got a 23mm f2 aperture lens. And you can also do a digital zoom as well. But in this one, it doesn't just take a crop and give you a lower resolution photo. It does a crop and then it upsamples it in camera. So you still get that sort of longer focal length with upsampled photos, which I think is a really neat way of doing it. And also for the front of that lens, you can also get a wide angle and also a telephoto converter that you can screw on the front. So really very cool indeed. So that's the sort of main specifications. It also shoots video. And it shoots video at 1080p. I think it's 60 frames per second, which I'm really excited to test, because this does also have a microphone input. So anyway, without further ado, let's get this unboxed. We've got the package contents on the back here, and no other specifications mentioned on the outside of the box. So very, very understated packaging. Let's open this up. So we have a box within a box, and the box is marked with the X in the box as well. Very, very cool. Top of the box here, so we can see how they've packaged it. We have got the little sort of envelope with some documentation in. Let's see what we get here. So we get the X100F manual on a disc. We also get a simple setup guide, European warranty booklet, and also a quick start guide as well. So that's the sort of documentation we get. And then when we open this down into the second position, we can see all of the contents very neatly packaged there inside the box. Very, very nicely packaged. And you'll have already seen I went for the black and silver version. You get it in all black or black and silver. I went for the two-tone. Now, this is something I like to see in boxes with cameras. We have got an external battery charger. It's very convenient to be able to charge a battery inside a compact camera nowadays, but I like having external chargers. I like having that dual functionality, really, but this allows you to at least charge the battery outside the camera, and you can charge a spare very easily then and carry more than one battery. We also get a cable for that. Well, I'm in the UK, so we get a figure 8 connector on this end and the 3-pin UK plug on the opposing end. We've got another Fuji neck strap, so that's the second one, which is going to be sort of a bit surplus to requirements because one came with that bonus case. We also get some little triangular split rings and pieces of leather. This allows you to mount that neck strap, so and these sort of protect the body of the camera so it doesn't get marked. We also get a, is this micro USB? Yep, micro USB to full-size USB cable. European adapter as well, or cable. And then I'm pretty sure this is a slightly revised battery. This is the NP-W126S. So this is the battery that comes supplied with the camera. And I think it's about 1200 milliamp hours. Oh, there, 1250 milliamp hour battery. So really nice that they include that. Once I've done the unboxing, I will come back to the chat and I'll answer some of your questions. But now it's time to actually get the camera out. And I'm really excited because this is an amazing camera, very, very well made. Let's get rid of that box. Again, a big thank you to Clifton Cameras for getting this out so quickly. And here we go. This is my first, smells fresh camera. Absolutely love it. Here we go. This is it. This is the X100F. It feels very familiar because I've had the previous generations of the X100 as well. I think that the grip has been revised very slightly. So a little bit more protrusion on the grip. That feels a little bit more comfortable. We've also got a new dial on the top here. So we've got access to all of the manual controls, but we can also adjust ISO as well on this same dial. Very, very nice indeed. Then of course we've got exposure compensation as well. Shutter button on off. And then this is for the viewfinder because we've got like a hybrid viewfinder in this camera, which is very cool. And of course we look through the top corner. It looks really gorgeous, even without the camera sort of powered on, because we've got this optical viewfinder, which you can also switch to an EVF. And in addition to that, you can have optical viewfinder with electronic information overlaid. So very, very cool indeed. If we open up this side flap, we've got the micro HDMI, micro USB, and a 2.5mm audio jack. So you can put an external microphone on here. Around the back, we've got the 3-inch screen. We've got a few buttons, very minimal buttons on the back. A quick menu button, which is always very handy. And then on the side, we have got here, we've got the focus modes as well. So single focus, continuous and manual. Very, very cool indeed. And then let's take a look at the actual lens. So we can take the lens cap off. It's just really nice, very, very nice as well. We've also got this aperture ring on the back portion of the lens, and of course manual focus as well. Very, very cool indeed. And a much higher resolution than the previous generation, but apparently this lens, which has remained the same, so it's the same optics as the previous generation, is more than capable, according to Fuji, of resolving enough detail for the new sort of high megapixel count on the sensor. And then we've got the little flap on the bottom here, which accommodates the SD card, or SDHC, SDXC, and also the battery. And then slightly off center, I wish this was moved over, just slightly moved over, so it's central to the lens. But we have of course got the metal tripod mount, two little lugs either side for connecting the shoulder strap or wrist strap. We've got AEL, AFL buttons, and also view mode, and a little control wheel on the back here as well, and a diopter adjustment for the viewfinder. If I hold that at the right angle, you can see a little reflection of the setup I've got here for recording the live broadcast today. This feels very, very premium. This is gorgeous. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous camera. I'm just admiring it a bit first. Wow, really good. And I think, and I know it's a personal choice, but I think it looks much better in the two-tone, because you've got that sort of retro look, like one of the old classic film cameras, than the all-black model. The black model looks very sexy as well, but it does look like a big slab of black camera, and I think the two-tone just looks very, very nice. You've got the silver on the bottom. It's almost like a titanium silver colour, and then the same on the bottom as well. And then this just sort of textured plastic type finish across the centre. I think if the only thing they could possibly do that actually would improve this camera very slightly, just the tactile feel of it, is if they actually made this leather. I'm pretty sure it isn't leather, it just feels like plastic or just some sort of textured effect. If they made that a real leather wrap, maybe it's to do with durability, because it would wear quite quickly if it was leather. But that is a gorgeous camera. I'm going to be using this. I'll publish some of the photos I take with this to my 500 pics account, and I'll also share them on Instagram as well in the future. So this is the Fuji X100F. So we'll take another little look at the camera a little bit later on. I'm not going to abandon it and completely hide it out of view, but let's just pop it on the table here. And let's go back to the comment section and we'll answer some of the questions, because I absolutely love doing this sort of thing live. I've been doing a lot of live broadcasts lately, and I really like it because of the interaction. Even though the middle of the day is not the optimum time to do a live broadcast, it is fantastic to actually get some interaction. And I see Morgan Jones says there, nice Kef speaker. This is an awesome speaker. It's an LS50. In the studio, I've got a total of 5 LS50s, and there's a video coming out on the channel very, very soon. So stay tuned for that, Morgan. If you're into your hi-fi, home cinema and audio gear, that video is coming out very, very soon. So what else have we got in the comment section here? So many people tuning in, so I really do appreciate that. Hello to Ving as well, and of course to Morgan, who just asked that question. We've got a question from Ian Tyndale. How weatherproof is the X100F? I don't think it is weatherproof at all. It's not claimed to be, but certainly I have learned from other photographers that they've been out in quite severe weather with the X100 range of cameras, at their own risk of course, and it's been absolutely fine. So I wouldn't go out in a torrential rainstorm in it, but a quick shower it should be fine. But I can't guarantee that of course, because it definitely isn't classed as a weatherproof camera. Ian Tyndale said, hey, don't forget to take the lens cap off when you shoot. Does it show you info in the viewfinder if you leave it on? If you've got the Evf enabled, then you will be able to tell if the lens cap is on. If you're using the optical, then I'm pretty sure it won't show that. In fact, because if I hold it up to my eye now, I can see through the optical viewfinder. But I think if you're using the Evf, then it definitely will. Also a question from Kizri. What do you think about the Sony a6500 I recently did an unboxing on the Sony a6500 and a couple of really awesome lenses. I did the 24 to 70mm G Master lens and also the 10 to 18mm Sony E-mount lens. And it's a fantastic camera, it really is. It shoots really great photos, a lot of people forget that, but also awesome quality 4K video. If you want to get into 4K video, either the Panasonic G7, GH4, GH5 that's coming out, or something like the Sony a6500, or if budget's no problem, then Sony a7S II or a7R2, all fantastic options. Also, Jochen Brissia asks, is it charged? I will try that. Let's try the battery. Where did I put that battery? Let's see if it came with any charge in it, and then I can give you the definitive answer about that, the viewfinder question and taking that lens cap off. I think it goes in that way round. Nope, that way round. Let's turn this on and have a look. So we're turning it on for the first time. Just set to English. I've got to do the date. So we are on the 23rd of February. And the current time in the UK is 14:02. 2:02 PM. There we go, let's just set the date. So now we are turned on and that's still showing. So no, there we go. So I'm now in EVF mode. So I've put the EVF on in the viewfinder. You're not going to be able to see it through here, but with the EVF on, let's just do that again because it turned off. So I've got the EVF on and you can actually see that this is in the way. And in fact, it switches back to optical. I'm not sure why that is. Let's just take that off. And there we go. So now it's switched back to EVF. And if I put the lens cap back on, then you can tell that the lens cap is in place. So when it's on the EVF, you can tell. When it's on the optical viewfinder, you can't. Let's give you a look at that screen. So you can see what the screen looks like. The screen is very, very clear indeed. Awesome, awesome screen. Very, very cool indeed. Love it. Right, let's turn that off. Let's go back to some more questions. What's the viewfinder like? From Peter Thomas. The viewfinder is really nice. The fact that we've got this hybrid viewfinder, the thing that I liked about previous generations of this is when you're looking through and then you put that overlay on, so you've got all of your metering information in there. It's brilliant. Really nice way of having the viewfinder done on a camera. Could you try the AF speed? Yeah, of course. So Jochen Brissia, I hope I pronounced your name correctly, has asked to try the focus speed. Let's have a look. Very quick. It's almost instantaneous. You've got a little tiny bit of a delay, tiny bit. It looks like there's a little speck of something in the way there. I hope that's not inside. There's a little tiny bit of dust that could be inside. Let's just double check that. No, that's fine. But the actual focus speed is brilliant. Really very, very good indeed. Let me see if I can do that way round so that you guys can see it. So let's push that focus button. Let's go over there and then we go back to me. Very, very quick to lock onto focus. So really good focus speed. Any more questions about the camera? Just leave them in the comment section below and of course I'll answer them if I can, because this has only just come out of the box. Ian Tyndale says millions of years ago I had a Contax TVS, which was a film camera, zoom sonar, and had a hybrid optical viewfinder with an LCD overlay on the optical image. That's amazing. So that's quite a long time ago and you still had that sort of hybrid viewfinder. Very, very cool indeed to learn that. I love things like that. It just goes to show that although Fuji have developed this system, they obviously take inspiration from previous cameras. I don't think that's a bad thing. You know, I think it's a really good thing that they developed these things and they brought it back into the sort of digital realm of cameras. Really very, very good indeed. Sumyo Nath asks, how much does it cost? I'm pretty sure this is round about £1,200 or £1,250. And don't forget, this has just come out. So the previous generation would have dropped quite a lot in price, and then give this sort of 3 to 6 months and this will drop down in price a little bit as well. What you're getting here is a lot faster, higher resolution, and a few other little tweaks as well, including that really nice ergonomic tweak to the grip. That's really nice. And of course the dial that I showed you earlier, we got the ISO dial on the top, which I don't believe was on the previous versions. But the screen is gorgeous. I wish I had a memory card to hand. When I was doing my live unboxing a few days ago of one of the other smartphones I got into the studio, the Sony Xperia XA Ultra, I took a photo of my setup that I'm using at the moment and posted it to Instagram. And I will do this later with this one. I'll post some photos to Instagram, but it looks absolutely gorgeous. Really very, very good indeed. Jochen also asked, what do I think of the ISO dial? It's very hard to tell at the moment. Like, you pull it up and then you turn it round and you have to keep it pulled up to change. I like it. I like the fact that you've got that instant access to ISO. I really do like that. And then you've got a low and high setting, and also obviously the automatic setting as well. That's why this hasn't got any mode dials per se. You know, nothing like aperture priority, shutter priority. You just take one of the settings out, whichever one you want to change, you take it out of auto. And if it's in the A position on all of them, for example, I've got my aperture set using this ring here, so that's on aperture priority. If I put this back round to A, all the way back round, then that's in fully automatic, because all of my settings are now in automatic. So it's just a nice way of doing things. It takes a little bit getting used to, but once you get used to it, it does make sense. It makes sense why Fuji have done it like that. So really very, very good indeed. So anyway, let's turn this off and take another look at some of the other comments. We had somebody ask, does it shoot 4K or 1080p? That was Sumyu as well. It shoots in 1080p, this one, so no 4K on the X100F. It shoots 1080p up to 60 frames per second. So, and I think that's perfectly okay with this. Yeah, it would be great if it did 4K, but then I think you'd have those issues with the heat generation inside the camera again, because it is quite a compact camera. And this is really aimed at photography, you know, great for street photography, great for landscapes. The fact that it does 1080p is just a bonus. It really is. Ian's asked, can it do 50, not just 60? Let me have a quick look on the menu system. I've got to find my way because it's a slightly revised menu system. So we've got full HD, 60 frames per second, and you're asking, can it do 50? I'm sure it can, because you would just change the region to PAL. Let's have a look. User setting. It's got to be in here somewhere. I'm not going to be able to find it. I'm pretty confident in saying that you will be able to change it to 50p. Oh, there you go. So there's not a region setting in this. So you don't switch this from PAL or NTSC on a separate menu setting. It's all in the video settings. So you've got the choice of 60p, 50p, 30p, 25, 24, even a 23.98p setting. And then you go down to the lower resolution, so 1280 by 720. So yes, it will do those other resolutions. So that's really good to know. Have we got any other questions? Sumyu asks, is the lens fixed? Yes, it is 23mm fixed focal length. You have got a digital zoom on it. So what you can do is you can actually do a 2x multiplier, and I think a 4x, and then it will interpolate the picture that's captured and upscale it to the full resolution. It does also have a microphone jack. So on the side here, when I did the unboxing, I showed these. It's got micro HDMI, micro USB, and a 2.5mm audio jack for a microphone. So if you're going to put a microphone in it, most of them are 3.5mm, so you would have to actually purchase an adapter. How's the joystick? Yes, the joystick, I think that's new as well. Let's have a little look at this joystick. Just next to the screen here, we've got a little joystick on here, which allows us to move the focus points around. It's a little bit, it's not mushy, it's very definitive feel to this joystick. It feels really nice. It's got like a nice click to it, and when you move it, the actual focus points all appear on the screen. I assume you can also use it in the menus, which you can. So you can also use the joystick to navigate through the menus. So that's really cool. Very, very nice indeed. Love it. Any more questions? Sumu asks, this or the Canon 80D for video? If you were buying something primarily for video, between this and the Canon 80D, I would definitely recommend the Canon 80D. It's got more video oriented features, a much better autofocus system that comes into play. The dual pixel AF on Canon's cameras is amazing, and that comes into play when you're shooting video. So out of the two, I would definitely opt for the Canon. Kizri asks, I can't decide between the A7S II and the A6500 for shooting 4K video. Which is better in your opinion? If money is no issue, then definitely, without a doubt, the A7S II. The low light capabilities of that camera is absolutely amazing. Very, very good indeed, and highly recommended. So anyway, this was my unboxing and first look at the Fujifilm X100F. I'm really excited because I've got a weekend coming up, so I'm going to get out and about with this and take some photos and share them with you on my social networks. That's it for this live broadcast. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for asking the questions about the camera as well, and thanks for tuning in for the live broadcast. Don't forget to check out the links down in the video description, and also if you're new to the Geekanoids channel, so if you've just tuned in to this live broadcast and you're not subscribed, I publish a new tech video pretty much every single day, so please do subscribe to the channel. So thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon, guys. Bye for now.